Hello, YouTubers. Been a minute. Hopefully this is working out correctly. I have not done a YouTube live in like forever. So hopefully this is yeah. Hopefully this is coming across the way that it should. I'm trying to go find this on my channel because I should be live, and let's see how this is coming across. And if you're seeing my screen, because like I said, it's been a minute. Yeah, you are seeing my screen. I was trying to go live on Facebook as well, but I don't think that it was working. And yeah, let's see. Let's go over to, you're gonna see the back end of YouTube for just a second because I have to go back over to the Facebook one. Yeah, see, I don't think it's not allowing me to actually share my screen to go live from Facebook as well. So you guys will just have to come over and catch me over here on YouTube. Alrighty, let me, in that case, share again. Let me find this video and let's share. So copy the link. And how are you guys doing? I'll give you guys a minute to jump in, say hello, say hey. I'm gonna go, maybe you want to click on the share button and share it to Facebook group, no, to Facebook. But yeah, I'm gonna share it as well, and trying to get to my page on Facebook to share this from here. Or did I share it already? I think I just forgot to share it from there. All right, yeah, so let me just share this, write a post. I am live on YouTube right now. Join me for a live. All right, select all, copy, post, and one more time. Let's go find the post and let's share this, share in the group. I still have to do it the long way. I can't share to all of the pages at one time. All right, share to a group. Okay, so yeah, all right, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. I shared it out, and let me now pull this up so I can see live comments. I haven't started anything, Jessica. I haven't started anything whatsoever. I'm not showing you how to make this design. I'm just gonna simply show you how to save it in Silhouette Studio to be able to cut from Cricut. So I have not done anything yet, so you have not missed anything, Jessica Martinez. Okay, so I get asked quite often, and I do have a video on this. I think it may just be on Facebook, but we all know that there are limitations to the size that you can print and cut for Cricut Design Space. So a lot of people like to use Silhouette Studio or other programs to design and be able to print from one as a bigger print, but be able to cut as a like cut from your Cricut, and it needs to be the same size. So this would be the same if you're using Silhouette Studio, if you're using Affinity Designer, not Photo, Affinity Designer, or if you're using Adobe Illustrator, because you're gonna have to save it as an SVG so that you can open it up in Cricut Design Space, and then you'll have to kind of resize it. So this is just a design that I was working on because I did this for a poster for someone. So I'm just going to use this top element. Now, if it were this whole thing that I wanted to do, I guess I can go over that one too, but we'll do that one. We'll do that one at the end. Depending on how many questions and things like that we get and how much time it takes to do this, we'll do this at the end. So this, when I originally printed as a poster, I did not have to trace it because, you know, there was a background on it. You saw down there was a background. Did not have to trace it. But in order to get the cut line so that I can sub it to glitter, I do have to trace it. So I'm going to just move her over here real quick. And so we're going to go to our trace tool, select trace area. We're going to put the box around the image. And I'm going to trace. Now everything else, the numbers were vector files, so I don't have to trace them. They already have like cut lines around them. And then the name is text, so I don't have to trace that because it automatically will have cut lines because I typed it in Silhouette Studio. I'm going to take my threshold up some just so that I can grab her, like get that part of her leg. And then we're going to trace. Well, there are open parts in here, and because it's, you know, it's not that many, normally you would trace and detach. I have a separate video, so you would trace and detach, and then there are separate steps to remove those inner parts. I'm going to eliminate kind of some of those steps, and because it's only 2 parts, I'm going to do a trace and crop. So I'm going to do this as a regular trace. I'm going to fill it with color, so we're going to select just the trace. We're going to fill that with color. I'm going to right click and release compound path. I'm going to hold down shift and select here. Actually, I didn't even have to do all that. I could have just deleted those parts on the inside. Let's go back because that's the long way. I'm going to just double click. I'm going to hold down shift and I'm going to select the edit points right here in the middle because that's the only place that, you know, I have the points, and I'm going to delete the points. And then I'm going to zoom in right here. Just give me a second. He'll eventually realize that he can't get in and he'll go away. All right, I'm going to go here and I'm going to delete point on that. And you know what? I don't like the edging of this, but I'm going to see first. So now I have like my silhouette of her. I'm going to remove the color and I'm going to modify and crop, but I don't like the jagged edges because I don't want that to, if I'm cutting it from vinyl, I don't want that to cut like that. So we're going to do a little cleanup on this. All right, I'm going to come on, select trace area. I'm going to go up on my threshold some. I'm going to scale down to hopefully smooth out some of the lines. All right, so I'm not quite there. Let's take our threshold up a little bit more. I just need to smooth out some of these, although it doesn't look like it's going to smooth out very much. Let's see if I can get rid of some of those jagged edges. So I just hit trace and detach that time. So right now I'm just trying to clean it up. I probably should have cleaned that one up beforehand. So yeah, it didn't do much for this, kind of somewhat, but not really. All right, other way to try and clean this up would be, I'm just going to do an internal offset, but sometimes the lines will still be jagged. So I'm going to do an internal offset, And I'm going to make that really small, so like 0.0125, and apply and crop. Let's see, are the edges still jagged? Nope, they are a lot smoother now than they were before. Perfect. All right, so I'm just going to put this back where I want it, and let's send to the back. So I just had to do some cleanup. The main part of this is just for me to show you how to set the file up, not necessarily how to design and arrange. We're going to pull this over some. I'm going to take this Kiani and I'm going to make it a tad bit bigger because I don't want it to be. Okay. Alrighty. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my entire design. So once you lay it out, you have all your pictures, you have everything there. We're going to copy it. And I'm going to group this one. Well, I'm going to weld it because I have my copy. So I'm going to just weld this all together. All right. So you see all of this welded together. I'm going to go ahead and just make it all black. Oh, there's a shadow on here. Hold on. I have to undo. I didn't release the shadow from the name, so when I welded it all together, I got the shadow on everything, but I don't want a shadow on everything. So I'm going to delete that. Good thing I made a copy. I don't have to go through all this other stuff, so let's just paste that. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to come over here to my shadow, and I'm going to release the shadow. All right. Now, we're going to... I'll just go group it, and then I'll copy it, weld it. So there we go. I wanted it to just be one solid piece. And let's group this back together. And then I'm going to paste. So this is this, oh wait, you know what? That's kind of big for a shirt. I'm going to select them both, and I'm going to shrink it down just a little. So let's say we're going to do like 11-ish. So this is where we want to be at. This is going to be our print. This is going to be our cut file. If you have Business Edition and you are running version 4.3, you can save this as an SVG directly from Silhouette Studio. You're going to go to File. You're going to go to Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive, and I'm just going to put this on my desktop, and I'm going to name it SS for Sil Studio to Cricut DS CDS tutorial. Then you're going to take this and change it to an SVG, and you're going to hit OK. If you do not have Business Edition, you're going to technically do the same steps, but you're going to save it as a Silhouette file. So you're going to go File, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive, but you're going to leave this as a Silhouette file. And we're just going to go SS to CDS tutorial, and I'm going to put at the back of this, ideas are so I not S, I R, ideas are, and then you, us, IRU, just so I know which one. All right, and I'm going to hit OK. What is very important to note is the size of the file if you are saving from Silhouette Studio as an SVG. It is 11.038 or 5.9665. You have to remember those values. Now I'm going to go over to Facebook, and let's go to Google, not Facebook, go to Google or whatever search engine you use. Alrighty, what's going on with this? You're going to Google search Ideas Are Us. And that's a converter site that converts silhouette files to SVG. But you can't have any pictures or anything like that. It has to be a solid, it has to be just a solid vector file. It can't have any pictures to it. What is going on here? All right, I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, there we go. All right, so Ideas Are Us. And then hit enter. I don't know why we're going so slow. Why we're going so slow. All right, while we're waiting for that to come up, I'm going to go over to Cricut Design Space. I'm going to go New Project. Well, everything is running so crazy right now. All right, come on now. I hit New Project. Now this is crazy. Everything is going crazy on this computer. It's going mad slow. OMG. Why is it that when I want to go live, everything wants to act crazy? Something told me just to restart this computer. This computer has been giving me so much trouble. It's just been giving me so much trouble. I'm ready to just restart this thing or reset it back to factory settings because it is driving me completely insane. Completely insane. What the heck is going on? New project. New project. All right. With this particular site, you can only do 10 conversions per day per IP address. If you're doing more where you need to convert more than that in a day, you want to invest, either wait till the next day or invest in Select Studio Business Edition. But we're going to go to, let's go choose file, because it's going to tell me no file selected. So we're going to go choose file. For me, because I have Windows PC, you can go to quick access, quickest way to find it, because I had just saved it. And you're going to go to the one that we saved as a silhouette file, and you're going to open. All right, that's going to be there. You're going to convert to SVG. All right, and then you're going to click on here. It should bring up the image, and you're going to save it as an SVG. Okay. Don't know what's going on. Let's go File, Save As. I don't know why it's not showing up. And save as a SVG document. And then we're going to come over here. What is wrong with Cricut Design Space? All right, let's close out of Cricut Design Space. Yes, I want to quit. And let's try and open it back up. What am I doing? Going way past it. Right. So while we're waiting on that, let's go back over here. So for your print, you will be able to just put this on whatever size paper you are printing to. So if you are doing, let's say we're going to go with 11 by 17. Right now, this is set up to 12 by 12, or it's actually a little bit bigger than 11. So we're going to put it 11 by 17 and we're going to rotate it. Or you could have done 13 by 19 paper, or, you know, whatever paper you're going to print to. But for this, I'm going to just go 11 by 17. And then I'm going to rotate it so that it can actually fit on the page. All right. And then you're going to send it to print. So for me, File, Print. I'm going to show you my print settings. Silhouette Studio 4.4 has this new print preview. It's going to take that a little minute for it to come up. Let's go back over here to Cricut Design Space and see if this is working now. It's not coming up yet. All right, so we'll just wait for the print preview. Oh, come on. Okay, so it must be a Cricut Design Space thing because everything else is pretty much working. Cricut Design Space is not working right now. What is going on, Cricut Design Space? Application is not responding. I know that. Okay, so now it's a Cricut issue. It doesn't want to work. I try and do live videos, but this is another reason why sometimes I don't like doing live videos, because it's unpredictable as far as how your computer will behave. How will your how will the programs act? So now it's like, if I would have done this as a pre-recorded one, I would have just stopped it and then started over again and then made sure it was working again before I went through all of this. This is another reason why I don't like to do the live videos for stuff like this, because it is unpredictable. I like doing lives because I get your feedback. You can ask questions. And I try to do it on YouTube Live because I will forget to upload the video to YouTube after I do it on Facebook. But yeah, this is just not working. Cricut Design Space refuses to open. And now Silhouette Studio is frozen. Oh my gosh. Laptop me, please, because this desktop Lenovo, I can't stand this computer. This computer is horrible. I'm sorry. And I should have went with my first instinct as far as which computer to get, but no. Listen to my husband, and now I'm stuck with this stupid computer that drives me insane. He doesn't like Dell. I happen to love Dell, and I'm going to order my Dell because this computer is driving me completely freaking bonkers. All right, y'all. Well, thank you guys for watching, for tuning in. I'm going to restart my entire computer. Hopefully that will somewhat get it to work. Well, okay, let's see. We are at new project. So let's see. Let's click on new project. Let's see if we can get this to open up. I'm not very hopeful at this point because it's very frustrating, but we're going to see. Okay, perfect. We got that done. Let's open this up. Let's go to upload, upload image. I know I hit browse, right? Okay, we're going to go up here and I'm going to go to, let's go to quick access again. And then I'm going to click on the one that says SS2 CDS tutorial IRU, which means that's the one from Ideas R Us. We're going to open that one and then we're going to open up the silhouette one. So you see the outline of that, and we're going to go ahead and hit save. And I'm going to upload the other one as well. So we're going to go upload, browse. I'm going to do the one that is straight from Silhouette Studio. So that's this one, and we're going to upload or open, and we're going to save. All right, so we see both of these. I'm going to click on the one from Ideas R Us first, and I'm going to insert the image. Oh, okay. I was waiting, so I'm like, where is it? It's here, but oh, wait, what is this one? If you notice up here, it says -13 and then 0.6091 as far as the position. I'm just going to make this 0 so that it comes down to here where it should be. All right. Now you're going to note the size, 11.037, 5.965. That's what the size was in Silhouette Studio. Coming from Ideas R Us, it will save it in the right size. Now, if I go upload and then bring in the one from Silhouette Studio, it is going to be smaller. Before you unlock it, you have to change either the height or the width to the one that matches over here. All right, and we said that we know from the first one that it is 5.965. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to make my height 5.965. And because it's locked, the proportions are going to change with it. Now it's the same. All right. So either way, either one of those ways will work to get it to the size that you need. All right. I don't need both. So let's go ahead and just delete one. All right. So right now the eye, because it wasn't attached to it, it is, if I just go to cut this, it will move it to the corner. You want to make sure that you attach, okay? So that when you go to make it, it keeps it all as one. All right, and there's that. So that's going to cut from your, well, let's first reverse it, because you have to, well, I think you can do it, but this one will mirror it over here, and then you'll cut it on your Cricut from your glitter vinyl. Okay, so that's that. Once you cut that and you go here to print this one, the sizes will match up. So I'm going to go to print settings and just show you, my preferred print settings, but this is personal preference. You can use whatever settings you like to use. So I'm going to go to my Sublimation printer. I'm going to go to preferences. I have a bunch of presets already done up. So for me, it would be my 11 by 17, no print and cut. So that lets my printer know to mirror it. I use premium presentation paper matte. I leave it on standard. Once I go over here to more options, see, it's already mirrored for me. I leave my high speed selected. I don't have the issues with the little dots because I don't use premium matte high. I use premium matte standard. If you use high, you're going to get those little dots and like black dots or white spaces on your design. I go to advanced, I go on custom, I go to advanced, under color controls, it's Adobe RGB instead of Epson. And this is normally 1.8, not sure why that's saved as 2.2. And then I hit okay, and then of course I would print. I'm not going to print this one. So we're gonna go ahead and cancel that. And then cancel this. Once that prints out, you now have your print. I have a video where I show, like, if you're not gonna do a full-on print and cut from Silhouette Studio where you can cut around it to where it's exact, pick key areas to cut this down to. So you would cut it down to a decent size, kind of trim it down to the size of it. Then you would take your scissors and maybe cut like along this edge. So you'll cut straight up here, cut straight here, cut along this edge. Then maybe you'll do like the end of K. Maybe you'll do the top of her head, maybe her feet. That just gives you something where once you put the heat transfer vinyl down and you press that, when you put the print on top, you have those areas that you want to line up, because it's just going to be a straight, print. It's going to be in a square or in a box. You have to know where to cut it. Now, if I was doing this directly from Silhouette Studio, I would have done this as a full-on print and cut and have the machine cut those areas for me, and it would be completely accurate. You have to kind of trust your hands with cutting it, but you want to cut key areas. That way it lines up. I know this is about Silhouette Studio to Cricut, but I just want to show you really quickly. Like I said, if I were doing this from Silhouette Studio, I would put a box. You don't fill it with color. You don't do anything to it. So I'm going to put it where it's like her elbow, a little bit of that part. And I'm going to do like a little bit of her feet. I'm going to bring this up to like the top of her head. I'm going to bring this one in to capture the side of the K. And I really don't need all of this extra down here, but I could let it cut. Or I could put another box here and weld it. But I'm going to go with like right here. I'm then going to group these together. I'm going to come over to my registration marks. I'm going to turn them on, or I can just hit M on my keyboard. That will turn them on. I always take my thickness all the way up. I max that out. If it's something that's really, really big, you can take your insets out. To get really good and like accurate cuts, it is better that your registration marks is closer to your design. So for me, I click on advanced and I will take my right one and I'm going to bring it in. There's no color up here. Even though the box is there, it's not going to print any color. So I'm okay with having this registration mark come all the way in where this box line is in the restrictive area. It's not going to make a big difference as far as registration because there is no color there. And then I'm going to take my bottom one and I'm going to bring that one up as much as it can go. So now I have my registration marks where they are a lot closer to my design. It helps with getting better registration, and also maximizing your thickness really helps as well. So I would go ahead and with this one, because I'm doing a print and cut, I would not mirror in my print settings. If I'm doing a print and cut from Silhouette Studio, you have to take your design and you have to flip it within the program itself. And then when you go to print settings, you're going to choose, if you have a preset, choose a preset that does not have mirrored, or simply turn it off. So I'm going to go to print and preferences. I'm going to just click on the one that says 11 by 17 dark transfer. It's going to give me all of the same settings that was on the other ones, but under more options, you see that my mirror isn't selected. So I would print it this one on that setting. And then we're going to hit OK and then apply and cancel. So that's how we'll print that. And once you print it and you bring it back over, you put it on your mat for Silhouette Studio, what you would do is you're going to go to send and you're going to choose cut edge. So make sure you actually have the design selected. And whenever send pops up, we're going to choose cut edge, and you're going to see the line, the cut line is going around her head. Like right now, everything is selected. We're going to go cut edge. So you see it's going to only be the top of her head. This is going to be one box. That way you don't have to cut all that small stuff. Everything else stays as a box. As long as on my HTV cut, I line up her head, I line up her elbow, the little bit from the eye, her feet, and the K, like the side and the bottom, I should be pretty good and I should be square on it. That is how I line mine up to where I get perfect alignment every single time. So that's how I would cut that if I were doing it from Silhouette Studio. But for Cricut Design Space, you have to set up everything in Silhouette Studio or Illustrator or Affinity. You have to make it the exact size that you want it to be. So once you go, you design it all up, you make it the size that you want it to be. You're going to make a duplicate. You're going to weld everything together and group it. You're going to save that one. It can just be filled with a solid color. It doesn't matter. It does not have to have color to it. You're going to save that one as an SVG either directly from Silhouette Studio, or you save it as a Silhouette file and use Ideas R Us to save it as an SVG. So then you would open that in Cricut Design Space, size it up. If you cut it, if you saved it from Silhouette Studio, size it up, cut it, and then over here you would just do a print. All right, hopefully that helps. I don't see any questions posted here on the YouTube live. If you guys have any questions, speak now or forever hold thy peace. I'll give you guys a minute or two to formulate your questions and get them posted. And I know that there's a delay, so I want you guys to post any questions that you may have. If there are no questions, I shall see you guys in the next video. I'm going to probably redo this again so I don't have all of the interruptions, and just record a straight video of the steps. Since there were no questions anyway, I'll just do a pre-recorded video and upload that. My print and cut worked the other day. You were having issues before and it worked now. Okay, perfect. All right, so no questions on anything that I went over. If you just joined, you will have to watch the playback, but I went over how to save it from Silhouette Studio and then open it up in Cricut Design Space and size it up to be able to have the best of both worlds. All right, y'all, until next time, have a great one.